Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna get into a variety of topics, but this first one, the cheaper Tesla Model Y, might sound a little bit tempting. It's a lower price. It's got more range, but I'm going to tell you at the current deal, especially if you're going to be financing the new Model Y, it is not a good deal. And almost don't buy the new Model Y rear-wheel drive because it's just a lot of different things aren't stacking up with it. And I'll tell you all the different things that need to align to make it a good deal. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you've got a question or if you want to receive my buying guide, you can get it down below at my Patreon group down below in the description. Today's live stream is partnered with and sponsored by Aura, where you can protect your online data and much more, but more on that later. So in case you missed it, the new Model Y rear-wheel drive, the cheaper, more affordable Tesla Model Y is been released or has been released. But this one could actually cost you more over time, especially if you might be leasing it or definitely if you're going to be financing it. And we've already crunched down all the numbers, so I can show you one for one on why it's actually not the best deal, especially if you're someone that needs to buy a Tesla right now and you're faced with both of these apples to oranges and whichever decision you're going to be getting with it. But let's go with the pros of this. Of course, it's a rear-wheel drive, so unless you live in inclement weather areas, it's not going to be worth it. It does have the maximum range possible, and it's also the cheapest. So if you're paying cash, you can basically skip through this topic and not talk about it at all. But really, actually, maybe if you're paying cash, there could be some other opportunities for that cash instead. It's got 357 miles of range, and it's priced at $37,490. And if you want to add full self-driving on top of this, you can get 3 months of full self-driving added if you use our Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. But I would not buy a Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive right now. I like the idea of it. I think it's a fantastic price, but the deal does not make any sense. And so I'm kind of giving you the warning. Do not buy the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive at the moment, especially if you're financing, because what's happening right now is Tesla is using the rear-wheel drive to try and push buyers into getting the all-wheel drive because the monthly payments between the both of them are basically the same. If you go on Tesla's website, you might have noticed already that if you go ahead and build a Tesla Model Y, it's about the same finance payment between the both of them because they've really structured it to really be around the same. You can see we got $571 for the rear-wheel drive and $574 for the long-range all-wheel drive. But there's big differences here in how much total interest you're going to be paying. Right now, the rear-wheel drive is 5.49% and the all-wheel drive is 1.99%. So you can already kind of see where I'm going with this, that if you're going to be financing a rear-wheel drive, it does not make any sense at all. I know some of these numbers, 1.99% on the all-wheel drive is up to 60 months, but I'm going to show you the calculation in just a little bit. 5.49% with the same amount down. You can really see some of the different interests on the different with everything here, because the total cost over both of them, depending on how much down payment, is essentially right about the same 1-to-1. And so why sacrifice? If you're going to be paying the same, if you're going to be financing anyways for 6 to 7 years, you might as well just get the all-wheel drive version because it might have better resale value at the end of the day. But here is where the math comes into play. If you calculate on a rear-wheel drive and extrapolate it over the 60 to 72 month terms, you're going to be paying that much interest, $2,314 interest on an all-wheel drive, or on a rear-wheel drive at $5,894. So you can see almost more than double the amount of interest on the rear-wheel drive because it's at the 5.49%. We did this on 72 months, but I went ahead and did it again at a 60-month term. So this example that you're seeing right here on the screen is a 60-month term for a all-wheel drive at 1.99% at a purchase price of $41,490, already factoring the 7,500, and of course using the $10,000 down payment that is needed when you need to get that 1.99. You can see this is where my eyes go. It says total loan interest $1,618 for a total cost of 48,000, basically 49,000 if you keep the loan all the way to 60 months and you pay it diligently on time, 60-month payments. Now let's switch over to a rear-wheel drive option. You can see 60 months, purchase price 37,490, 5.49%, which is more than double the interest rate for the similar type of vehicle. Same thing as everything down here. We did zero down payment. You can see the total interest is way more than double at $5,465 at a total cost of almost $48,500. So the difference between these two is about $1,000 to $1,500. And so you can't tell me that if you're going to be paying the same amount, like within $1,000 to $2,000, you might as well get the all-wheel drive version at the end of the day, because I mean, you're really sacrificing the rear-wheel drive versus the all-wheel drive. And I think some of the people out there are really starting to notice this, that it doesn't make any sort of sense. Why would you ever get the rear-wheel drive when it's only just a few bucks more and you'll be saving a lot of interest? You could be using that money for other investments or other securities as well. Of course, certainly a very interesting topic. Let us know. Did you order a Model Y rear-wheel drive last night with the new order? I mean, of course, if you're leasing, that's a different story. That's a whole nother topic. We might talk about that in the next few days once we get the lease interest rates. But if you're paying cash, of course, that's a way different story as well. But the biggest kicker is this. If you're buying a Model Y rear-wheel drive, my advice is to try and pay that loan off as quickly as possible, because that's how auto financing works. If you keep the loan all the way to 60 months, this is the total interest you're going to be paying. But if you pay it down quicker, I know it's a lot easier said than done, then that's even less interest every day after that. But if you really want the rear-wheel drive and you're stuck on it and you're going to be diligent in paying it off, there is ways to save on the interest rates, and that's where our Patreon guide, Ultimate Tesla Buying Guide, that has all the different credit unions down below in the description. We just helped someone get into a new auto loan for a new Model Y. At that time, it was 5.49%, and they were able to save a little bit and get an interest rate of 4.74%. So there's a variety of credit unions on my Tesla Buying Guide that anybody can join. That is way better than the 5.4% interest rate. So if you're really stuck on trying to get this rear-wheel drive, which, I mean, it does sound like a great deal on paper with the extra range and everything, and now that we know it has the same amount of speakers and everything as well, really no difference at all besides range, acceleration, supercharging speed, and price and weight. I mean, it's a crazy value, and it's almost got me thinking like, hey, like maybe we should have waited to get the rear-wheel drive, because we don't need all-wheel drive. I don't necessarily care about speed or anything like that. I really care about sometimes the long range of the vehicle and also comfort as well. And really good to hear that they didn't change any of that with the brand new Tesla Model Y long range rear-wheel drive. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Did you do the math calculations yourself? And if there's a workaround, or you think there's a better route to actually do this and actually buy a Model Y rear-wheel drive, then put it down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. In other Model Y news, someone was able to paint their Model Y rims in satin black, and I think this is the best look. If you don't want to change or go with Unplugged Performance rims, like the link down below in the description for Unplugged Performance, because we got a set of UP05s, then I would say if you want to keep it stock and you want to pay like a couple $100, then certainly this is a very interesting look, and I definitely like the satin black look on, of course, a black Model Y. But if you want to get out of your rims and get into some performance rims, Unplugged Performance actually has a rim trade-in program as well. They just started it, and I believe you can trade in or sell your stock rims to Unplugged Performance and get a credit of, I think, $1,000 on a new set of rims from Unplugged Performance. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up, my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it and you should too. Thanks to everyone. Basil, thanks for coming in. Boolean, thanks for coming in. Jung, great to see you. And Knack, great to see you as well. Ouch. Yeah, 100% ouch on that one. And now the question is, when will 1.99, if will 1.99% financing come out for the Model Y long range rear wheel drive? Boolean, yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully a lot of people, if you did and realized, I mean, I guess the channel is kind of about Tesla deals and financing. So I bet a lot of you already knew it right off the cuff. Jung, placed my order all wheel drive early Sunday morning and picked it up Monday at noon. Nice. Congrats. Were you able to is everything good with your delivery and everything, with the build quality? Let me know. Knock, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Any news on the refresh Model S and X? There was a random spotting of something that was covered up pretty recently. I'm still waiting to see if people are guessing if it's a Model S or not. Some people think it's like a Faraday, but other people think it's a Model S. So really trying to see what happens. Payne, what do you think about used Model Y credit? Took a 100-point hit and my options are limited. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a Model Y under the 25K, if you're paying cash, because used financing is pretty high, like 8, 7, 6 to 10%. And so certainly I would maybe even wait a little bit, work on your credit, bring that back up, because we know interest rate financing, special interest rates, promotional interest rates are a thing. So if you're missing the boat right now with 1.99, don't worry, it's going to get better and or it's going to be coming back by the end of the year. So Payne, probably my recommendation is work on your credit, pay down certain debts and everything like that. Come back in a quarter or so, or maybe 6 months or whichever, and then let's see which Tesla vehicle promotional rate you can get. RC, thanks for coming in. Happy Hump Day. Yes, thanks for coming in. Liv, does the new Model Y Robo Drive and all-wheel drive have different battery types? I think it's the same. I haven't really seen too many posts on that for that version or anything like that. And so I think it's exactly the same. Just the only thing is like the weight and also the supercharging speed, and that's and of course the price. And this next topic. Here's an insane $99 a month lease for this electric vehicle. And I want to say I saw lease specials for this as low as like $29. If you're looking to get into a very nice EV that is a very specialized electric vehicle, maybe you might want to look at one of these. Check out this one. Gresham Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is advertising their 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona RT electric vehicle for $99 a month with $995 due at signing for a 2-year lease, 5,000 miles. Of course, these are going to be one of these vehicles where it's like a sports coupe type of thing. I mean, I've watched plenty of review videos on this. I think a couple of them, and a very interesting to see, because this is like a $66,000 electric vehicle for basically the payment of a cell phone payment. You can drive it away. I mean, I guess I kind of want to go check one of these out as well, because certainly it is a crazy deal for even $99 or even $29 a month, or whichever the case may be. I mean, you really can't get lower than that. So if this type of vehicle fits within your lifestyle and you can rock it without, the extra seats or the doors or whatever, it might be just a fun toy that you could pick up if you want to get into it. And we certainly love our Teslas, but sometimes like deals like these, we love deals, good deals as well. So certainly if you've driven one of these, let me know what your thoughts on it and what was your review of it, and what'd you think of it. If you're just joining in, welcome. The new long-range rear-wheel drive has just been released, and it's cheaper. It's got better range, but if you're financing, it is not a good deal at the moment because the total interest you're going to be paying over a 60-month loan is definitely going to be higher. Second question, Demic, lease on the rear-wheel drive Model Y worth it? I'm going to say I haven't seen the interest rate on the lease yet, but I'm going to assume it's not worth it at all because it's only $100 difference at $399. I think it needs to get to like the $349 with zero down, like the Model 3, or I mean, I'll take $399 with zero down. Then we'll talk again on seeing if it's a good deal or not. But at the moment, I'm still waiting to see. I'll probably go to a Tesla store and get lease payment interest rates for the Model Y. And I would imagine it's going to be similar to the all-wheel drive because the all-wheel drive is 10% interest on a lease. Anthony, would you recommend waiting on leasing the Model Y rear-wheel drive? Will there be a better lease deal in the future? I would say high probability, Anthony, but here's what we need to see. And we'll probably talk about this tomorrow a little bit more on like when a deal will be happening for the Model Y rear-wheel drive. We need inventory to show up. And so that's at least a month out. And Tesla is really playing the good strategy here. They're basically releasing it with a 1 month wait time, but really making it look like, hey, like unless you really want a rear-wheel drive, it might not be worth it. And the only people that are going to be buying that Tesla vehicle, the Model Y rear-wheel drive, are people that are paying cash. If you're leasing or financing, you're kind of better off. Well, maybe not leasing, but if you're financing, you're definitely better off just buying an all-wheel drive because you're literally paying the same amount of price after interest, financing payments, and everything after a 5-year loan on an all-wheel drive instead. In this next topic, the Cybertruck is in trouble. I would say there is a lot of different things that are happening right now with the Tesla Cybertruck that has got me a little bit worried. The first thing is that it seems like Cybertruck is not going to be coming with autopilot anymore. So if you're brand new to this, every Tesla vehicle, Model 3, Model Y, SX, comes with autopilot standard. And what I mean by autopilot, it keeps you in the lane, accelerates and decelerates for you just in one straight line. So perfect for highway usage. And I used to be in the camp where that was all you needed, but after being spoiled with full self-driving for a little bit, full self-driving is very good. But in lieu of that, Tesla is offering 1 year of free trial of full self-driving to a lot of different Cybertruck owners that have purchased already. It seems like they're doing this to try and calm some of them because I would be pretty upset if I bought a Cybertruck and I'm not even getting all-wheel drive. Here's what the email actually says. As a thank you for being an early Cybertruck adopter, we're offering you a free 1 year trial of full self-driving. In order to qualify for a 1 year trial, you would need to subscribe to full self-driving by June 6th using the link below, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. You will receive the 1 year trial. And so very interesting to see this. And a lot of people already quickly noticed that it is not coming with autopilot on the Cybertruck. And that's what they're doing instead. And we don't know what this could actually be, but Ryan actually posted this. I bet this is a preemptive apology for the big Cybertruck price cut they're going to be doing now between now and the next earnings call, mid-July. Free 1 year full self-driving equals existing owners less mad. Mark my words on this. I don't have any insider info. I'm just making a prediction. And I kind of think in the same boat here. I think with all the different Cybertruck inventories that are just sitting around, I think something big is going to be happening to the Cybertruck, whether it's 0% financing, free supercharging on the normal version, or a combination of the both, or even free full self-driving for an extended period time as well. I think big incentives are coming for the Cybertruck unless they try and figure out what to do, because I don't even know if the rear-wheel drive is actually selling as well. A lot of people pointed out that this is not a good look at all for the Cybertruck with the autopilot being removed. I mean, certainly if you bought a Tesla and you were promised certain features that were supposed to come with it, and now it's not. I mean, there's different other things that could be coming here. This sucks for Cybertruck owners and future buyers. This means that the $70K stripped down version doesn't even have basic lane centering. Actually, neither does the $100,000 version. Matt Lynn posted this speaking to how the autopilot is not even on the Foundation Series 1, but of course the Foundation Series 1 has the full self-driving that's also free in it as well. But here's an interesting theory from Christopher Dungeon. It's simple as Tesla needing more Cybertruck full self-driving data. I guess because there's just a lack of them out there, only like 50,000 sold, that it's just not enough for them to put autopilot on the vehicles. Cybertruck fleet is relatively small compared to the Model 3 and the Model Y. I use full self-driving sparingly because it's this steer-by-wire is ridiculously good, and because it's a cyber beast. So very interesting to see. The second problem in which why we feel like the Cybertruck is actually in trouble, because look what they just canceled. They have canceled the Cybertruck range extender, the extender that was supposed to push Cybertrucks over that 400-mile range, that range extender that was supposed to be what, $16,000 that was supposed to be coming out later this year as well. Quote, we are no longer planning to sell the range extender for the Cybertruck. As a result, we will be refunding your deposit in full. And so certainly not a good look. It was actually supposed to bring the range all the way up to 445 miles. I mean, the one thing though, I don't know if I was like on board with, and that's why I didn't put any deposit at all, because it was like $16,000, but really because look, it kind of takes away a lot of the bed here. And so very interesting move for sure. And I guess the only way to get more range, like as we're seeing on like Silverado, Escalade, you just need like a massive battery, like 200 to 300 kilowatt battery. And maybe that's what they're planning for the Cybertruck as they go crazy high to actually get there. But certainly very interesting. Here's an interesting theory from Walmart's catalog. Why not include for free full self-driving, maybe for 12 months at least, for all new Teslas sold until Tesla is consistently breaking 500,000 deliveries a quarter? Y'all worry about maximizing software revenue and forgetting to sell the car first. And so very interesting. I mean, I don't know, would you all, if you got a 12-month free trial of full self-driving with purchase, would that push you over the edge? Because we kind of know how much value that is. That's $1,200. Just like if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, you get 3 months of full self-driving, which is valued at $300. So I'm not sure. I mean, I think it would be a nice to have to be able to get full self-driving free for 1 year on all these different vehicles, but I'm not sure it would actually push more people to purchase a Tesla vehicle. But let me know if you think it would. I think it's one of those features you got to try it and it has to be given to you. And then you'll understand that how well or beneficial it is, but it won't buy it just because it has it at the end of the day. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And you know these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks to everyone. And we've got a new podcast that just got released on the channel with Chip. We talked about and responded to each and every one of your comments on the last podcast episode. And you guys had a lot of different questions. So definitely check out our podcast episode on Spotify and YouTube live right here on the live stream chat. I just posted it there. But let's jump into, let's see, what else? U-Haul, thanks for coming in. That's what I bought. Used long range rear wheel drive. And that's a good question. Like, have we seen any used Model Ys on the secondhand market? I guess I haven't even checked. Actually, I'm curious because that would be an interesting to see like how fast the depreciation is, because like certainly one time we saw one at the auction, it was like $48,000, but I don't even know if like cars.com and all these different things know how to price it. Hey, look at these. We've got some used ones here, and the pricing doesn't make any sort of sense at all. I mean, I feel bad for like these people, like these dealerships that bought it. I mean, they're definitely going to be underwater because like if you factor in the 7,500, certainly it's going to be a lot lower. With everything as is right now, price and range between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, which one would you buy right now? Liv, great question. It depends on your situation. If you're financing, all-wheel drive. If you're paying cash, rear-wheel drive. If you're leasing, I don't know if I would buy either because leasing most likely has an interest rate of 10%. But if you're paying cash, certainly rear-wheel drive. Secondary to all this, you have to be living in an area that you don't need the all-wheel drive. So like California, Texas, Florida, I don't know any other states that doesn't have inclement weather, then it might make a lot of sense. Like I'm in California, and yeah, I would go with the rear-wheel drive because now that we know that the rear wheel drive and the all wheel drive have the same amenities, no feature removed, same content and everything, like the speakers, sound system, subwoofers, interior, different panels, seats, and everything. Rear wheel drive is actually a phenomenal value in my opinion. Carlos, I imagine a decent APR like 0% or zero point 0.9 and will be coming soon to the rear wheel drive simply because I know Tesla needs to have sales growth this year. Yeah, 100%. I think something is coming soon, but it's not going to be, I give it 2 months, maybe a month at best, but really 2 months. Is it worth? Samay? Yes. Is it worth to buy a rear wheel drive Model Y for more range financing, 1K down? No. Julio, I got a new Model 3 with 7,500 for a married couple household. Can we get a second one? I'm thinking about getting a Model 3 at 1.99%. Like I got one from my wife. Yes, you actually can. You can essentially double dip because it's per vehicle. Jason, why is Model X plaid with black paint 8 to 10 week delivery time while all others are 2 to 4? Interesting. I didn't even notice. Are all Model X's 8 to 10? I mean, I don't even know why. At this point, they should just kill the ordering for it because they've got so much Model X inventory. It actually does not make any sort of sense why they would allow people to order because, like, I mean, I imagine they've got these in stock. And also, if you're ordering a Model X, you are definitely doing it wrong because there's a lot of inventory on a Model 3. That's why I've been touting that the Model 3 lease is a fantastic deal. Low payment, low down payment, and for $349 a month with zero down, I mean, you really cannot beat that on the deal. It is a good try before you buy type of time frame. I mean, your total cost is going to be close to 10,000